You just found out that your surviving parent recently remarried. You met their new spouse and you don't like the vibes they're sending. You don't trust them and you wonder if your parent has just set themselves up to be fleeced. Hi, I'm Ann Michelle Hart, Hart Law PLLC. I'm an estate planning attorney in Washington State. Now you should remember that every adult of sound mind has the right to determine their own estate plan or not. If your parent had an estate plan in place before their first spouse died, there's a good chance that their estate plan provided assets for you and your children's inheritance. As long as your parent has testamentary capacity and the formalities are followed, your parent is free to draft and redraft their estate plan at any time and in any manner. If your parent has an estate plan and you suspect that your parent that has a new estate plan has lacked capacity when they made it, or you believe that there's been some undue influence exerted on your parent to change their estate plan in favor of the new spouse, you should contest to that new will after your parent's death. But the burden is going to be on you to prove that the parent lacked capacity or was pressured to make changes they didn't really want to make. If you can prove to the court that your parent lacked capacity, the court may throw out the entire estate plan. If undue influence is found, the parts that were inserted may be invalidated and the rest of the plan may stand. Claims of undue influence seem like an appealing way to challenge a new spouse, especially if they seem overly interested in money. But it's really important to know that you need to prove that your parent was actually overpowered and became subservient to the new spouse. That's a pretty high threshold to meet. So what if your newly remarried parent doesn't have an estate plan when they die? Washington State estate plan Intestacy law will be applied, meaning that the surviving spouse is entitled to half of the marital assets and part of the deceased spouse assets. Now, if the first spouse of this new union to pass away ends up being your parent, a good portion of the combined assets of this marriage are going to wind up in your new parent spouse's hands. If you're not a descendant of the new spouse's family would then inherit the bulk of the estate when that new spouse dies. If that's a concern to you and your parent has capacity, you may want to have a frank discussion with your parent about where their family heirlooms are going and what their wishes are. Ask them to have an estate plan drawn up with their new spouse as soon as possible to be clear with both of them where family heirlooms and assets should be divided. This will provide peace of mind for families on both sides of this new marriage. Call me. I'm happy to talk to your parent about the consequences of not having a plan or having an improperly drafted plan. I'm Ann Hart, Hart Law PLLC, your estate planning attorney with Hart. My contact information is at the end of this video.